Hi, we're back here at Bloggapalooza 2006. The applause is not for my next guest, but we'll take it anyway. I'm here with Jack Ricchiuto, who blogs at JackZen. Is it JackZen.com? Okay. Jack, welcome.
Thank you.
How long have you been blogging?
It's about almost on 4 years now. I started in 2004, about a month after George Nemeth did. Yeah. Oh no, 2002, August. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your blog for people who haven't seen it before.
Well, it's kind of people look at it as an inspirational type blog. It's called JackZen, so it has kind of a Zen feel to it. So I do a lot of work with organizations and change management, personal growth, personal development. So there's a lot of quotes and anecdotes, observations. A lot of them are pretty Zen related. So it's a clean family blog. It's a clean Zen Buddhist family blog.
It's not a political blog, and most of your like a lot of bloggers tend to write. Your blog entries are generally pretty short, to the point, just kind of small words of wisdom.
Right.
Why that style?
Well, I write tight. I mean, when I started writing professionally, my first book came out in 97, 96, about 10 years ago. And that was kind of the style I took on. I like to write, the challenge in good writing is something that would normally, you've read bad writing, where it takes, after about 4 pages, you say, okay, they said one thing.
You have to go back and see what it was.
Yeah, or one chapter, and they said one thing. So what was that all about? And if you could say all that in one line or two, why not do that? So a lot of my writing is pretty, and the whole Zen or Japanese aesthetic around haiku is around telling a whole story within 17 syllables. So I actually have a fair amount of haiku that I've done on the blog, but it's not. It's just kind of a metaphor for the theme of writing. The question you asked earlier about why did you start to blog, I started to really make sure I had a daily venue to practice writing. So I was kind of in between books, and if you don't write every day, it's just like any artistic process, you're a craftsman. Even when you're on vacation, your mind's still going, and you have to keep it sharp. So a lot of the writing is basically about keeping a daily practice. I mean, I never skip a day. I could be a day behind, basically doing it every day.
So the blog is short stuff, but you are a full-time author. I mean, you write, you do corporate coaching, but you have a new book that's out now. Might as well give it a shameless plug.
Yeah. Well, the PDF version came out yesterday. It's called Mountain Paths, and it's a guide. The subtitle is a guide on the journey toward discovering your potential. So it's really a personal growth book. And it's been a kind of a compilation of 30 years of coaching. So it's only 120 pages, so that's all I could. After 30 years, that's all I know is 120 pages of stuff. But it's tight, so maybe it's worth more. And that was like the 5th book, so I've done, and I've got a 6th one that'll come out. It's about halfway done. It'll be out next year. But my books are, commercial, a regular business book, which the genre of book this is typically 250 to 300 pages, and I still only average about 100 pages on a book. But the blogs, there are a lot of really good blog writers in Cleveland, and they're good storytellers. And I'll read 3 pages, 3 scrolled. I have the same, I have an iBook like you do, and on these kind of screens, I'll read 3 pages. I don't have a problem with that, but I think the average reader doesn't have that kind of bandwidth. If it's really good writing, they'll stay that long. But most of my friends appreciate the fact that my average chapter is page and a half long.
Short and sweet.
Just say
to the point.
It's just like, throw a picture in once in a while.
You don't do political blogging, but you've done a lot of some of the Meet the Bloggers interviews.
Oh yeah.
How many have you done?
A handful. I do probably more behind the scenes, preparing like questions or setting it up. You know, because I think that's what the Meet the Bloggers try to do in terms of differentiating their media from mainstream media is provide a more intimate view of a candidate or an issue, and that means not only the casualness of the context, but it means the quality of question or the style of the question is going to be different than what you would see addressed in a news conference or mainstream media. So that's really where my interest is in helping them create the kind of questions that create that kind of intimacy and differentiation. Because, you know, everybody knows that, you know, this guy has done this and he thinks this, but, you know, we want to create an angle that's much more of a personal feel. So it's a really nice venue. I don't comment. It's very hard for me to do commentary on politicians because my dad was in politics growing up, and I was his right-hand campaign person for all those years, and I got a lot of his friends were politicians, and I got to see, you know, kind of the inside and the outside of it. And it's hard for me to judge because you know what's there, and you know, some politicians are better than others, and the ones who are bad aren't worth even talking about, and the ones who are good speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So, but good. I think good editorialists make sure that they help other people realize this person, you know, we don't need to listen to this one, but this one is good, and there's a place for it.
This is Jack Ricchiuto. His blog is JackZen.com. He's also got the first chapter of his new book out. So as somebody who's known Jack for a while and knows the work that he's done, I highly recommend you go check it out. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.